Aliens attacked our colonies, then discovered why humans don't surrender. They built farms, small factories, and trade stations. Children ran along clean streets. Markets sold food, clothes, and machines. On these worlds, people trusted that humans were safe from any real danger. Ethan Brooks lived on Nova Prime, one of the largest colonies. He ran a small workshop with his sister, Claire Bennett. Claire fixed machines while Ethan repaired ships. Their shop smelled of oil and metal, but it was their pride. They often joked and laughed while working. Lucas Carter was their neighbor. He managed the colony's hydro farms, helping grow food for thousands of people. The three of them, along with many others, lived ordinary lives. They dreamed of nothing more than peace and quiet. One morning, the sky on Nova Prime changed. It was subtle at first. Sensors on the colony station detected strange ships moving near the edge of the system. They were not like any human design. Their hulls glimmered with light and their shapes were unusual and sharp. Ethan stared at the readings. "Claire, look at this," he said. "These are not human ships. We don't know who they are." Claire's hands froze on a machine part. "What do you mean, aliens?" Ethan nodded. "I think so, and they're coming this way fast." Lucas ran into the shop, his face pale. "We just got a warning from the station. Alien ships are entering orbit. They are sending messages, but we cannot understand their language." Before anyone could think of what to do, the first attack began. Alien energy weapons lit up the sky. Ships fell from orbit. Explosions shook the ground. Buildings collapsed in seconds. Fires spread quickly through the colony's streets. The noise was terrible, a sound like metal breaking and fire roaring together. Humans ran in every direction. Parents grabbed children. Neighbors tried to help one another. Ethan and Claire worked fast. They carried supplies and helped people into the underground shelters built years before for emergencies. Lucas joined them, guiding families away from falling debris. The colony had warning systems, but no one expected a real attack. The sky was full of strange shapes and deadly beams of light. It was chaos, and yet everyone tried to stay calm. Fear was there, but it did not stop them from helping each other. The alien ships moved with perfect coordination. They attacked and then shifted position, avoiding human defenses. Small human defense ships tried to fire back, but they were few and old. Alien weapons were faster, stronger, and more accurate. Yet the humans did not give up. Pilots risked their lives to cover escape routes. Some ships were destroyed, but many pilots survived to help again. Even in the face of overwhelming power, they continued to fight. On the colony's communications center, messages went back to Earth. Scientists and commanders watched the destruction in horror. "This is worse than we imagined," said Commander Ryan Cole on Earth. "Nova Prime is lost, but other colonies may still hold. We have to warn them." Humanity was unprepared. They had not expected any enemy so powerful. They had only imagined natural disasters, minor skirmishes, or technical failures, but nothing like this. The aliens did not give warnings, they did not negotiate, they just attacked. Despite the losses, the humans did not surrender. In one small part of the colony, Ethan, Claire, and Lucas continued to help. They moved injured people into shelters, gave water to the frightened, and coordinated escape routes. "We cannot just run," Ethan said, his voice steady even as the ground shook. "We have to help as many people as we can. If we give up, then everyone will die." Claire nodded, her hands shaking but working quickly. "We cannot let fear control us." Lucas looked at them, admiration in his eyes. "You're right. We fight for our people. That is all that matters." The aliens launched another wave of attack. This time they targeted the colony's energy plants. The explosions were massive. Fires spread across fields and power went out in many parts of the city. Alarms sounded. Humans ran in panic, but volunteers moved to help. People lifted debris, carried children, and guided the elderly to safety. No one thought about surrender. They thought only about survival and protecting each other. Far from Nova Prime, on a nearby colony called Arden, the same scene played out. Emma Ross, a medic, ran to treat the wounded as ships streaked across the sky. Jack Turner, a pilot, helped people evacuate to safe areas. No one asked why the aliens attacked. No one ran in despair. They acted together. The alien commanders observed from their massive ships. They expected humans to panic, to flee, and to ask for mercy. Yet every colony they attacked fought back in some way. Humans were small, but they resisted. They worked together. They saved each other. They did not scream or beg. They continued their lives even under attack. "Why do they not surrender?" one alien officer said. Their voice was strange, harsh, and clipped. "They should be weak. They should beg. Instead, they keep fighting. It is illogical." Another alien replied, "We will destroy them. Then they will understand." But the humans continued. In shelters, in streets, and on damaged ships, people kept helping each other. Pilots risked their lives to rescue civilians. Engineers repaired broken systems with whatever tools they had. Children were moved to safety by anyone who could carry them. The aliens' weapons could destroy machines and buildings, but they could not destroy human courage. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas worked tirelessly through the night. Smoke and fire filled the sky, but they kept moving. A small group of volunteers formed around them, helping lift debris, carry water, and calm frightened families. Every person had a role. Even those who were injured or weak found ways to help. The human spirit refused to break. When the first day of the attack ended, the aliens had caused heavy damage, but they had not defeated the colony completely. Humans had lost homes and ships, but they were alive. More importantly, they had not given up. Ethan, Claire, Lucas, and others gathered in a damaged warehouse, catching their breath. "We survived," Ethan said, looking at the exhausted faces around him. "We still have people to save. We can't stop now." Claire nodded. "We will not stop. We do not surrender." Lucas smiled faintly, though he was tired. "Then we keep moving, we keep helping. That is what humans do." Far above, the alien ships hovered. Their lights scanned the ground, searching for surrender, yet they found none. Humans ran, hid, and fought. They lifted others when they fell, carried the wounded, and repaired their broken systems. They did not beg, they did not cry for mercy. They only acted. And for the first time, the aliens realized that attacking humans would not give them what they wanted. They could destroy buildings, ships, and machines, but they could not destroy the determination of humans. As night fell over Nova Prime, fires burned across the colony, but lights still shone in shelters, workshops, and safe zones. Humans whispered plans, shared food, and tended to the wounded. Ethan and Claire sat quietly, exhausted but not defeated. Lucas checked the perimeter one last time. "Tomorrow will be harder," Ethan said. "We will face more ships, more weapons, but we will still be here." Claire reached for his hand. "We will survive. Humans always survive." And so the first strike ended, not with the surrender the aliens expected, but with humans still alive, still helping each other, and still unbroken. The outer colonies had learned a lesson that the aliens had not. Humans do not give up, and humans do not surrender, no matter the cost. Part 2. Humans refused to bow the day after the first attack. The colonies were quiet in an uneasy way. Smoke still rose from the damaged buildings on Nova Prime, but life did not stop. Humans moved quickly, repairing, helping, and protecting each other. Ethan Brooks and Claire Bennett worked with small teams to clear debris from streets. Lucas Carter helped repair water lines and power generators. Everywhere people were busy, and everywhere people refused to give up. "We cannot wait for them to come again," Ethan said as he lifted a heavy beam with two other volunteers. "We need to be ready. We need to help each other." Claire wiped sweat from her forehead. "We have nothing fancy, no big weapons, but we have hands and we have minds. We will make this work." Lucas nodded. "Humans have always found a way. We will do it again." While the colonies repaired, Earth sent messages of support. They could not send a full fleet yet, but they gave instructions, supplies, and hope. Engineers and medics began arriving from other worlds. People like Emma Ross, a skilled medic, and Noah King, a talented engineer, joined the efforts. They worked with the locals to fix broken machines, rebuild shelters, and care for the wounded. Pilots like Jack Turner and Olivia Scott flew small ships between colonies. They evacuated people from damaged stations and delivered supplies to those still trapped in destroyed cities. Human ships were older and smaller than alien vessels, but the pilots were clever. They used the terrain of asteroids, moons, and debris fields to hide from alien sensors. They struck quickly, saving people before vanishing into space again. The aliens, observing from above, were confused. They expected humans to surrender after such damage, to beg for mercy, or to hide forever. But humans did not do that. They moved toward danger, not away from it. Their behavior is illogical, one alien commander said. They should be weak. They should be afraid. Yet they fight and help each other even while being attacked. Another officer replied, destroying them may take longer than we thought. They are stubborn and unpredictable. Humans, however, did not worry about alien thoughts. They focused only on survival and helping each other. Ethan and Claire organized a group of volunteers to patrol the city. They made sure shelters were safe and that injured people could reach medics. Lucas helped set up small defenses, using salvaged weapons and old automated turrets. They were not strong enough to fight the aliens head-on, but they could slow them down, protect civilians, and give time for escape. In one part of the colony, a young girl named Hannah found a small, injured dog under rubble. She cried at first, but Ethan encouraged her. "Help him get to the shelter," he said. "Saving one life matters as much as saving many." Hannah nodded, carefully carrying the dog. In her small act of kindness, humans showed what the aliens could not understand. Courage and care were not always about fighting. Sometimes they were about protecting the weak, giving hope, and keeping life going even under fire. Meanwhile, on Arden Colony, Emma Ross treated dozens of wounded people. Her medics worked without sleep, cleaning burns, stitching wounds, and giving water. She had little equipment, but she had determination. "We cannot give up," she told her team. "These people need us. We have to keep going." Jack Turner flew over Arden, spotting alien scouts near the planet's surface. He radioed to the ground. "They are coming closer. Get people to shelters. Don't fight them head-on. We will protect you." Olivia Scott led a group of small ships, creating diversions. The aliens tried to strike, but the humans were smart. They used asteroids, debris, and ruined buildings as cover. When the aliens fired, they avoided most shots. People on the ground survived, and the aliens grew frustrated. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas met in a ruined town square. Smoke filled the air, but people still moved around, carrying water, food, and supplies. Ethan looked at the volunteers. "We cannot stop." "Every person who survives gives hope to others. Hope is stronger than fear," Claire agreed. "We may be small, but we are together. We can survive anything if we do not give up." Lucas added, "And we must think. The aliens are strong, but they are not smart. We can use that. We can trick them, hide, and strike where they do not expect." The aliens did not understand this. In their logic, humans should surrender, beg, or run away. Yet humans were learning from every attack. Every loss made them smarter. Every danger taught them a new way to survive. Small human ships became faster. Engineers repaired machines in creative ways, and volunteers found new paths to safety. In one daring operation, a group of human pilots led by Jack Turner rescued trapped families from a city under fire. They flew low, hiding behind buildings, and timed their escape with the alien patrols. When they returned to the shelter, everyone cheered. It was not a victory in war, but a victory in survival. Humans celebrated life, not destruction. At the same time, on Nova Prime, Ethan and Claire created a small workshop where volunteers could repair tools, make basic weapons, and build shelters. Lucas organized patrols to watch for alien scouts. They were not soldiers, but they acted like one. Every human contributed, no matter how small. Even children carried messages, carried water, and helped guide the wounded. The aliens attacked again, thinking fear would spread. They fired on cities, destroyed power stations, and chased fleeing people. Yet humans kept moving. They repaired what was broken, helped those in need, and rescued people from danger zones. The aliens realized that attacking humans directly did not end the fight. It only made humans stronger. "They do not stop," an alien officer said angrily. "Even when we destroy their homes, they keep helping each other. How is this possible?" "Their minds are strange," another answered. "They do not fear enough to surrender. They do not retreat. They only act together as one." Humans, meanwhile, were learning to act together better than ever. On Nova Prime, Ethan, Claire, Lucas, and volunteers like Hannah, a young boy named Aiden, and an engineer named Noah King began planning small strategies. They could not fight the alien fleet, but they could protect their people, create escape routes, and trap alien scouts. "If we work together," Noah said, "we can slow them down. We cannot beat them with weapons yet, but we can save people and confuse them. We can survive until help comes." "Good," Ethan replied. "That is exactly what we will do. Every life we save is a step forward." Claire added, "Humans survive by helping each other. That is our power." And slowly, humans began to understand their true strength. It was not in weapons, ships, or numbers. It was in courage, in teamwork, and in the refusal to give up. Even when machines failed, even when cities burned, even when aliens attacked again and again, humans acted. They worked in groups, shared knowledge, and protected each other. Medics helped soldiers. Engineers repaired tools. Children and adults helped in small ways. Pilots rescued people. Communities rebuilt in real time. Every small action made a difference. Alien commanders could not understand this. In their minds, fear and destruction should end resistance. Yet humans did not act like any other species they had known. They adapted, survived, and fought back, not always with weapons, but with cleverness and courage. By the end of the second day, the colonies had changed. Streets were still damaged, fires still burned in parts of the cities, but humans had organized. Shelters were reinforced, escape routes were mapped, and small teams of volunteers moved constantly to help wherever needed. They did not surrender. They did not hide in despair. They worked and helped each other every moment. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas gathered once more in the town square, looking over their work. Volunteers moved around them, carrying supplies, giving water, and guiding the wounded. "Look at what we have done in just one day," Ethan said quietly. "We may be tired, but we are still alive. We are stronger than we think," Claire smiled. "And we are not alone. Every person who helps makes us stronger." Lucas nodded. "The aliens may destroy buildings, but they cannot destroy hope. They cannot destroy courage. And they cannot destroy humans who fight for each other." Far above the colony, alien ships watched again. They began to understand something they had not expected. Humans did not surrender because they cared about more than themselves. Humans fought, survived, and acted together. They were not afraid to lose because they never fought alone. "They are different from all other species we have met," one alien whispered. "They do not fight for glory, they fight for each other." "Then we must destroy them completely," another replied. But deep down, they knew it would not be easy. Humans were learning, adapting, and surviving in ways they could not predict. The day ended with humans exhausted, injured, but determined. Families were safe in shelters. Volunteers rested for a moment before heading back to help more people. Pilots repaired ships and planned routes for the next day. Engineers worked quietly on machines that could keep the colony alive. Humans refused to bow. Humans refused to surrender. And slowly, the aliens realized that attacking humans was not like attacking any other species in the galaxy. It would take more than fear, weapons, or destruction to defeat them. Humans acted, they helped, and they survived. And that was the beginning of a new understanding, not only for humans, but for the aliens who thought victory would be easy. Part 3. Strength in Unity. After days of attacks, the colonies were no longer quiet. Humans had learned quickly that surviving alone was impossible. Everyone needed to work together. Every person, no matter how small their role, could make a difference. Ethan Brooks, Claire Bennett, and Lucas Carter continued their work on Nova Prime, but now they were not alone. Volunteers from nearby colonies had arrived. Engineers, medics, pilots, and ordinary citizens came together to form teams. Noah King, a young engineer, had brought a small group from another colony. They set up a makeshift repair station in an abandoned warehouse. Broken machines, weapons, and tools were gathered from ruined streets. Together, they repaired what they could and built simple devices to help protect civilians. "This may not stop the aliens entirely," Noah said, tightening a metal brace on a small energy turret. "But it will save lives, and that matters." Emma Ross, the medic from Arden Colony, organized care stations. She had volunteers helping her treat burns, cuts, and broken bones. They worked without stopping. People who had lost homes or jobs now found purpose helping others. They cleaned wounds, delivered water, and comforted frightened children. "We cannot rest for long," Emma said. "There will be more attacks. Every person we save today will make tomorrow easier." On the streets, Lucas Carter organized patrols. Small teams moved carefully through damaged areas, guiding survivors to shelters, carrying food, and repairing broken communication lines. They shared information between shelters, so everyone knew which areas were safe and which were still dangerous. Ethan and Claire focused on coordination. They made a map of the colony, marking shelters, safe paths, and damaged buildings. They used old communication devices to keep everyone connected. "We may be small," Ethan said, "but together we are strong. If we work as one, the aliens cannot stop us." Humans also shared resources across colonies. Ships carrying food, water, and medical supplies moved constantly between worlds. Pilots like Jack Turner and Olivia Scott flew through dangerous routes, dodging alien patrols. Sometimes they barely escaped with their lives, but they always returned with supplies. "We cannot let fear stop us," Jack said as he checked his ship's engines. "Every delivery is important. Every life we save is worth the risk." Olivia nodded. "Humans are not just fighters. We are helpers. We survive because we care for each other, not just ourselves." The aliens noticed this pattern and became more frustrated. No matter how many buildings they destroyed or how many ships they shot down, humans continued to act together. They repaired their machines, helped each other, and adapted to new dangers. They did not wait for orders from leaders. They simply did what needed to be done. "They do not act like any other species," said an alien commander. "They are unpredictable. They do not fear death. They do not flee. They continue to help each other even when facing destruction." "We must destroy them faster," another replied. "But they keep surviving." The humans began small strategies. On Nova Prime, Ethan suggested using debris fields and ruined buildings as traps. Lucas organized teams to lead alien scouts into these areas. The humans had no chance to fight the full alien fleet, but they could slow them down. Even small victories boosted morale. In one daring mission, a small team led by Jack Turner rescued trapped families from a damaged colony. They flew low, hiding behind asteroid clusters, and timed their movements to avoid alien sensors. When they returned to safety, the children hugged their rescuers tightly. The adults helped unload supplies, and the volunteers felt pride. It was not a battle won, but it was proof that humans could survive and act together. Meanwhile, Emma Ross's medical teams had grown. They trained volunteers to help treat injuries, making more hands available for emergencies. No matter how small the act, bringing water, bandages, or comfort. It mattered. Everyone can help, Emma told a group of new volunteers. Even if you cannot fight, you can save lives. Saving one person may save many in the future. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas met every evening to review progress. Volunteers reported on repairs, rescues, and patrols. They shared ideas for improving defenses, creating escape routes, and organizing shelters. Every person had something to contribute. No one was left behind. Look at how far we've come in just a few days, Ethan said. We are stronger now than we were during the first attack, Claire smiled. Humans survive because we work together. Every person who helps makes us stronger. Fear cannot stop us. Lucas nodded. We are learning from each day. We know the aliens' patterns now. We can adapt faster than they can attack. That is our strength. On nearby colonies, the same spirit existed. Emma's team shared knowledge with other medics. Engineers taught each other new repairs, and pilots coordinated movements to cover more ground. Humans learned quickly from each other. Mistakes were corrected. Successes were repeated. And all the time, they helped the weak and protected the vulnerable. The aliens, observing, grew more concerned. They had expected humans to give up after losing so many buildings and ships. Instead, humans were growing stronger, smarter, and more united. How can this species survive so much? Asked an alien officer. They rebuild faster than we destroy. They fight together without weapons. They adapt and improve constantly. It is impossible to predict them. We must attack harder, another replied. But every strike seems to make them stronger. They are unlike any other enemy we have met. Humans, however, did not think about the aliens in these terms. They focused on what they could control, helping others, repairing what was broken, and protecting life. Ethan and Claire taught volunteers how to move supplies efficiently. Lucas trained patrol teams to guide civilians safely. Jack and Olivia planned evacuation routes. Emma's medics trained new helpers. Even children played a role. Hannah and Aiden carried messages between shelters, helped the wounded, and gave comfort to frightened adults. Every small act mattered. Every small action was part of a larger plan to survive. By the end of the third day, the colonies were no longer in chaos. They were organized, connected, and prepared. Humans had no illusion of victory yet, but they had learned a key truth. Survival depended on working together. They could face the aliens with courage because they were united. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas stood on a small hill overlooking the main settlement. Volunteers moved below them, carrying supplies, repairing buildings, and guiding the wounded. Fires still burned in parts of the city, but humans were no longer scattered. They were united. Look at this, Ethan said softly. Humans survive because we act as one. No one fights alone. No one is left behind. That is why we endure, Claire nodded. And that is why we cannot surrender. Even if the aliens destroy our buildings, we have each other. Hope is stronger than fear, Lucas smiled. The aliens may think they control the sky, but they do not control us. Together, we are stronger than they expect. Above the colonies, alien ships watched carefully. They realized that attacking humans directly did not bring them submission. Instead, humans grew stronger with every attack. Every strike taught them a new way to survive. Every loss made them more clever. Every small victory spread hope. They fight for each other, an alien officer said. Not for glory, not for power, but for their people. That is why they never surrender. Another alien whispered, we did not expect this. Humans are different, and humans below continued to act. They repaired, helped, trained, guided, and protected. Small groups acted together, learning from each day, saving lives, and preparing for the next attack. Courage, unity, and care were more powerful than any weapon. On Nova Prime, Ethan, Claire, Lucas, and their volunteers held a small meeting. They planned patrols, repair schedules, and medical support. They shared information about alien movements and escape routes. Every person had a role, every hand was needed, and no one was left behind. "We may not win with weapons yet," Ethan said, "but we will survive. We will protect our people, and we will learn to fight smarter," Claire smiled. "Humans survive because we work together." "That is our real strength," Lucas nodded. "The aliens will learn soon enough. Humans do not surrender. We protect each other no matter the danger." And so, in the outer colonies, humans became more than survivors. They became a united force. Small in numbers, simple in tools, but strong in courage, care, and unity. The aliens attacked, but humans learned. The aliens destroyed buildings, but humans rebuilt. The aliens killed ships, but humans rescued each other. Strength and unity became their power. And every day, humans proved that together they could face anything. Part 4. The turning point. After days of attacks and endless work, humans had changed. They were no longer just survivors. They had become organized, clever, and brave. Nova Prime and the nearby colonies had repaired key buildings, strengthened shelters, and prepared defenses. Volunteers and small teams moved constantly, carrying supplies, guiding civilians, and watching for alien scouts. Humans had learned the patterns of the aliens and began to act with planning and purpose. Ethan Brooks, Claire Bennett, and Lucas Carter led a small council of volunteers. They met each morning in a warehouse repaired enough to hold meetings. Maps of the colony were spread on the table. Escape routes, shelters, repair stations, and patrol schedules were marked carefully. Every volunteer had a role and every action mattered. "The aliens will strike again today," Ethan said, pointing to a section of the map. "They usually attack near the power plants. We need teams there ready to guide civilians to shelters and block the attackers as much as we can." Claire nodded. "We also need patrols in the streets. The aliens send scouts ahead of the main attack. If we can trap or distract them, it will give people more time to escape," Lucas added. "And our pilots must be ready. Jack Turner and Olivia Scott can lead small ships to rescue people and supply our shelters. Every action counts." Humans no longer fought just to survive. They fought to save each other and to slow the aliens' progress. Their weapons were simple, their ships small, but they used clever tricks. They hid in asteroid fields, led alien scouts into abandoned zones, and repaired machines quickly to use them again. Even children helped by carrying messages and guiding people. Every role mattered. The aliens attacked mid-morning. Their massive ships appeared in orbit, firing energy beams at streets and buildings. The humans moved quickly. Shelters were ready, and patrols guided civilians to safety. Engineers repaired broken power lines, ensuring lights and alarms worked. Medics tended to the injured, and pilots moved supplies and rescued trapped people. Jack Turner flew low over the city with Olivia Scott. They dodged alien patrols using ruined buildings and asteroid cover. When they reached a group of civilians trapped in a damaged neighborhood, Jack said, "Hold on, we'll get you out." Olivia piloted the ship carefully while Jack threw ropes to help people climb aboard. They carried children, elders, and the injured to safety. Each successful rescue strengthened the human spirit. On the ground, Ethan and Claire led volunteers who had set simple traps for alien scouts. Using debris, small explosives, and clever hiding places, they managed to slow the aliens' movements. Alien ships crashed or were delayed. Humans acted quickly to help the wounded and repair what was damaged. "They are learning faster than we expected," an alien officer said, watching from a command ship. "Every attack we make, they survive and adapt. They act as one, protecting each other and repairing what we destroy." "We must destroy them now," another officer said, "before they become unstoppable." But humans were already preparing the next move. They did not wait for the aliens to strike again. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas had small teams ready for counteractions. They used every available resource, ships, turrets, and volunteers, to defend, rescue, and confuse the aliens. In one daring action, A group of small human ships led by Jack and Olivia flew through an asteroid belt to strike a damaged alien supply ship. They could not destroy it completely, but they damaged it enough to prevent the aliens from using it for the next attack. It was a small victory, but morale soared. Volunteers cheered, and engineers worked faster knowing the humans were striking back. Emma Ross and her medical teams moved quickly to treat wounded humans. They worked tirelessly, cleaning burns, stitching cuts, and giving water to the exhausted. No matter how tired, they continued. Their determination inspired others. "We do not stop," Emma told her team. "Even if the aliens attack again, every person we save is a victory. Humans survive by helping each other." On Nova Prime, Ethan, Claire, and Lucas watched the city from a small hill. Smoke rose from a few damaged areas, but the streets were full of people moving with purpose. Patrols guided civilians, medics worked tirelessly, engineers repaired, and volunteers carried supplies. Humans were no longer scattered, they acted as one. "Look at them," Ethan said. "They are not afraid, they are not running, they are helping each other. That is our strength." Claire smiled. "They are ready for whatever comes next. Humans survive because we act together, we never surrender." Lucas nodded. "And now we begin to fight smarter, not just survive but resist. The aliens will see what happens when humans refuse to bow." The aliens launched a massive strike in the afternoon. Dozens of ships attacked simultaneously. They expected humans to scatter, to hide, and to beg for mercy. Instead, humans acted with calm coordination. Patrols guided civilians through safe paths. Engineers repaired damaged machines as they moved. Pilots flew daring missions to evacuate people. Medics treated the injured without pause. Humans were everywhere, helping, guiding, and resisting. "They are not afraid," an alien officer said. "Even as we destroy their buildings, they act with courage. They continue to fight not with weapons but with care and teamwork. How can this be?" "They are not like other species," another said. "We cannot predict them. Every attack makes them stronger. They survive because they protect each other. They fight for more than themselves." In the middle of the battle, Ethan led a small group to block alien scouts. They used abandoned streets and debris as traps, slowing the enemy's advance. Claire organized medics and volunteers to treat the wounded immediately. Lucas guided civilians to shelters while keeping the paths clear for rescue teams. Every small victory saved lives and strengthened the humans' resolve. Pilots like Jack and Olivia executed risky maneuvers, rescuing trapped families while avoiding enemy fire. One ship carried 10 people, including children and an elderly man who had fallen and could not walk. The pilots navigated debris fields and crashed alien drones, bringing everyone safely to shelters. The volunteers below cheered. "Humans are strange," an alien commander said, frowning. "They do not fight for glory, power, or territory. They fight to protect each other. That is why they never surrender." "Then we must destroy them completely," another said. "But it is clear they are stronger than we thought." As the day ended, humans had suffered losses, but they had also achieved small victories. Alien scouts were trapped or destroyed. Civilians were safe in shelters. Supplies had been delivered to critical areas. Volunteers were exhausted, but morale was high. Humans had acted together, and their courage had become more visible than ever. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas gathered in the repaired warehouse, reviewing the day's actions. Volunteers reported successes and failures. Every person's action was noted and learned from. Plans for the next day were already being made. "We are stronger today than yesterday," Ethan said. "We did not just survive, we resisted. We acted as one, and that made all the difference." Claire added, "The aliens will see that humans are not easy to break. Every time they attack, we adapt and help each other." "That is why we never surrender," Lucas smiled. "Humans survive by being together. Courage spreads, hope grows, and every small act counts. The aliens may destroy buildings, but they cannot destroy our spirit. Above the colonies, alien ships observed the coordinated human actions. They were confused and frustrated. They had expected panic, fear, and surrender. Instead, they saw organization, teamwork, and courage. Humans were unpredictable, clever, and united. Every strike against them seemed only to make them stronger. They are learning, an alien officer said. They grow with every attack. Their strength is not in weapons but in unity. We cannot destroy that easily. We underestimated them, another said. They are not just survivors, they are fighters in a way we cannot understand. And humans below continued to act. Volunteers repaired, guided, rescued, and protected. Pilots flew daring missions. Engineers built and repaired. Medics treated the wounded. Children and adults alike carried messages, water, and hope. Every action strengthened the humans and inspired others to act. By the end of the fourth day, the turning point was clear. Humans were no longer just reacting. They were preparing, adapting, and resisting actively. The aliens were no longer confident. Humans had shown that even small groups could resist, survive, and save lives. Courage, teamwork, and unity had become their greatest weapons. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas stood once more on the hill overlooking the colony. Volunteers moved below, carrying supplies, helping civilians, and preparing for the next attack. Smoke rose from a few damaged areas, but humans were everywhere, united and determined. The aliens are learning a lesson, Ethan said. Humans do not surrender. We fight for each other, and that is our greatest strength, Claire smiled. We survived, we helped, and now we resist. Together we can face anything. Lucas nodded. And the aliens will never forget why humans cannot be defeated. We fight with courage, unity, and care. That is our power. And in the skies above, alien commanders realized that attacking humans was no longer simple. Humans were not afraid. Humans were not scattered. Humans acted together, protected each other, and adapted to every danger. Every attack only made them stronger. The turning point had come. Humans were no longer just survivors. They were united, clever, and brave. The aliens had begun to understand the truth. Humans do not surrender, no matter the cost. After days of attacks and resistance, the humans had grown stronger, smarter, and braver. Nova Prime and the other colonies were no longer just surviving. They were organized, united, and acting together as one force. Volunteers repaired buildings, pilots rescued civilians, medics treated the wounded, and engineers rebuilt machines. Even children helped, carrying messages, guiding people, and comforting the frightened. Every person had a role, and every action mattered. Ethan Brooks, Claire Bennett, and Lucas Carter met early in the morning to plan the day. The alien fleet was still in orbit, preparing a massive strike. The humans knew it would be their hardest challenge yet. They had no illusions of victory, but they had learned how to act together and protect each other. Today will be difficult, Ethan said, pointing at the map. But we are ready. Every team knows their role. Every person knows what to do. We survive because we act together, Claire nodded. We may not have the strongest weapons, but we have courage, unity, and care. That is what makes us human. Lucas added, and we will show the aliens why humans never surrender. As the alien ships moved into position, humans acted quickly. Patrols guided civilians to reinforced shelters. Engineers repaired damaged turrets and created new traps to slow the aliens' advance. Medics prepared care stations for any wounded. Volunteers moved supplies to where they were most needed. Every action was coordinated. Every life mattered. Jack Turner and Olivia Scott led a group of human ships in daring maneuvers. They flew low through debris fields and ruined structures, rescuing trapped families and delivering supplies. The aliens tried to strike them down, but humans used clever tricks, hiding behind asteroids, flying through narrow passages, and disappearing before alien weapons could hit them. "We cannot stop now," Jack said over the radio. Every person we save gives us strength. Olivia nodded. Humans survive because we protect each other. We fight with courage, not just weapons. On the ground, Ethan led volunteers in a dangerous area where alien scouts were advancing. They used debris, traps, and knowledge of the streets to confuse the aliens. Even with small tools, they slowed the enemy and saved civilians. Claire organized medics and volunteers to treat the wounded immediately. Lucas guided people to shelters, keeping escape routes clear. Every small victory counted. The aliens watched, frustrated. They had expected humans to panic, to beg, or to surrender. Instead, humans acted with calm and courage, protecting each other and adapting to every attack. "Why do they not surrender?" an alien officer asked. "Every species we have met gives up when attacked like this." "Humans survive, adapt, and act as one. It is illogical." "They fight for each other," another replied. "Not for glory or power, they fight for their people. That is why they never surrender." The aliens launched their final, massive strike. Dozens of ships fired energy beams at cities, destroyed structures, and tried to trap humans in the streets. The humans did not panic. They followed plans, guided civilians, repaired what was damaged, and rescued the wounded. Pilots flew daring rescue missions, saving families and delivering supplies. Volunteers carried water, food, and messages to every corner. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas led their teams from a small hill overlooking the city. Volunteers moved efficiently below, acting as one force. Fires burned in some areas, but humans were everywhere, working, helping, and resisting. Courage, unity, and care had become their greatest weapons. In the chaos, small victories continued. A group of human ships led by Jack and Olivia disabled an alien supply vessel, preventing it from joining the main attack. Engineers repaired damaged turrets in minutes, allowing them to fire again. Medics treated dozens of wounded people while new volunteers learned quickly from their guidance. Even children helped, carrying messages and guiding people through safe paths. The aliens could not understand. Every attack they launched made humans stronger. Every strike they made was met with clever resistance, protection of civilians, and adaptation. They realized that humans were not like any other species they had encountered. "We cannot destroy them," an alien commander said. "They rebuild faster than we destroy." They act as one. They survive because they protect each other. "Then why do they continue to resist?" another officer asked. "We destroy their buildings, their ships, even their equipment. Why do they not surrender?" "They fight for more than themselves," the first replied. "Humans fight for their families, their friends, and their people. That is why they never surrender." As the alien fleet began to retreat, humans continued their work. The city was damaged, but civilians were safe. Shelters held families, volunteers repaired machines, and pilots prepared for any remaining threats. The humans had not defeated the aliens completely, but they had survived, resisted, and shown their true strength. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas met with volunteers in the repaired warehouse. They reviewed what had happened and made plans for the next day. Every person's action, no matter how small, had mattered. "We survived," Ethan said. "We protected each other. That is what humans do." Claire added, "We did not surrender. We acted together, helped each other, and faced danger without fear. That is why we are strong." Lucas smiled. And the aliens learned why humans never surrender. They fight for more than themselves. Courage, care, and unity are stronger than any weapon. Pilots, engineers, medics, and volunteers looked at each other, proud and tired. They had faced overwhelming force, yet they had survived. They had saved countless lives and proven that humans could endure anything when united. The aliens had learned a lesson they could not forget. Humans were unpredictable, clever, and brave. They fought not for glory, power, or conquest, but for each other. They did not retreat, they did not panic, and they did not surrender. Every attack only made them stronger and more organized. Above the colonies, alien commanders communicated quietly. They realized that humans could not be defeated by fear or destruction. They had underestimated the unity, courage, and care that humans shared. They had learned that humans survive because they protect each other and never give up. "We attacked them with all our power," one officer said, "yet they survived. They adapt, resist, and protect each other. We cannot destroy this spirit." "They are unlike any other species," another replied. "They fight for each other. That is why they never surrender." On the ground, humans returned to their work. Volunteers repaired buildings, medics treated the wounded, pilots delivered supplies, and children carried messages. Every person acted together, creating a network of care, courage, and strength. Humans were scarred by the attacks but unbroken. Ethan, Claire, and Lucas stood together, watching the volunteers. "This is why humans survive," Ethan said. "Not because of ships or weapons, but because we help each other. Every life matters. Every act matters." Claire nodded. "We do not surrender because we fight for each other. Courage and unity are stronger than fear or destruction." Lucas added, "And now the galaxy knows why humans cannot be defeated. We survive because we care, we protect, and we never give up." As the sun set over the damaged but still alive colonies, humans rested briefly. Tomorrow they would continue to rebuild, protect each other, and prepare for any new threats. Their spirit was unbroken. Their courage and unity had become their greatest strength. They had survived overwhelming force, adapted to danger, and protected their people. They had proven to themselves and the galaxy why humans never surrender. The aliens retreated, wiser and wary. They had learned a truth they could not ignore. Humans could not be defeated by fear, destruction, or threats. Humans fought for more than survival. They fought for each other. And that was a power no enemy could ever break. Ethan, Claire, Lucas, and every human volunteer looked over the city, tired but determined. They had survived, protected their people, and shown courage that the galaxy would never forget. They had learned a simple truth: humans never surrender because they fight for more than themselves. They fight for hope, for life, and for each other. And with that, the colonies began to rebuild fully, stronger than ever. Humans had endured, adapted, and united. They had shown the galaxy that no matter how powerful the enemy, humans survive and protect each other. That was their greatest strength. That was why humans never surrender.